So for today's video, I have a very special story time that I'm going to be showcasing with you guys today. And it's about a time around December last year, December of 2019, where I had one of my best holidays I've ever experienced, ever in my life. And before I get started, I wanted to do more story times for you guys because I realized the other day that I had actually a lot of stories that I never really have told you, and the stories that I have told you are literally like a small percentages of the stories I have. And I'm only gonna be showcasing my interesting stories because I'm not just gonna bore you guys with some, very boring and very inconsistent stories that I will be showcasing. So I'll only be picking some of the best that I think is YouTube worthy or is gonna be good to watch for you guys. This story in particular happened around December of 2019, and this was around a time where I was already in a very happy stage of my life. I was very positive. I was very, half of the time, very happy. I was with my friends the few weeks before that, because usually, if for those of you that don't go to school anymore, obviously there's a winter break or there's a Christmas break, usually a week or two before Christmas, and ours happened right around a week before Christmas. And a few days before that, a few days before the break, we had like a little Christmas party that was very good one. I think the best one I've had in a long time, because every year you have Christmas parties, or we have Christmas parties in our school for each grade level, and it's like different categories for each grade level. So there's gonna be different type of categories that they're gonna be doing, and I wanted to do a story time about that, but I just found it very boring, so we're just gonna move past that. But yeah, so around the time I was very happy. I was actually very jolly, and I wasn't really feeling, what do you call it, I wasn't cold. I wasn't, I wasn't like, I cared about a lot of people in my life back then, and I would say, I think it's undecisive still, but toward the end of 2019 was probably one of the best parts of my life that I've ever experienced. Because towards then, the whole month of December of last year was probably the best time of my life. I experienced a ton of new things. I experienced so many new people, so many nice people, so many great people that influenced me to do great in my life. And I also experienced a ton of different activities and a ton of different views and aspects in life that I never thought I'd ever actually experienced before, which is kind of weird. So around that time, I was definitely very happy, and I remember almost every detail of that month to every single day. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm trying to get into the story. So this was around, I would say, Christmas Eve. It was the 24th of December, a day before Christmas, and we were planning to go in a hotel a few cities far away from where I live right now. So it's basically the main city of the Philippines. So if you go to the Philippines, you'll probably end up going to Manila. That's where we ended up going. It's basically the capital of the Philippines, where a lot of people go to see tourist attractions. There's a lot of tourists there. And in fact, the hotel we went to actually is owned by a Chinese company, I think. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, it was a Chinese company, and there was a lot of Koreans that stayed in the hotel, which is very weird. And I'm not being racist, obviously. I asked them individually what country they were from, and they said they were from Korea. So I'm gonna put up some pictures of the hotel we went through. It's a very nice place. It's probably the nicest hotel you'll ever see in the Philippines, except for like some other ones. So yeah, we went there basically. I woke up around, I would say, 5 or 6 in the morning, and we had our van, because we didn't take no planes. That just would have taken a lot of our money. So we decided to go on a van trip. So it's like a little road trip, I guess. So yeah, our van was supposed to pick us up around 9. So I was obviously ready by then. And my outfit that day was probably the comfiest outfit I own. I had Vans, like I had checkerboard Vans, a slip-on checkerboard Vans, and then I had some normal Jordan sweatpants, and then I had a t-shirt, a very comfortable t-shirt under a hoodie that was also very comfortable. So yeah, I took a picture once in the hotel, and I don't know where that pictures went. I think I deleted it, I think. But yeah, I took that picture once, It was pretty great. Yeah, that would have. I actually showed my whole outfit on the mirror on the hotel, but if I still had that, I probably would have put that in here. But sadly I don't. So I also brought my laptop that I have right now, the one that I have on my setup. I brought that just in case if I wanted to watch like YouTube videos on the hotel, and because I usually whenever before I go to sleep I watch YouTube videos to kind of get my eyes tired, and yeah, that's what I usually did. So I brought my laptop. So after the van picked us up here at 9 in our house, we had to pick up my aunt and her family to their house, which is a bit further, which is still in the same road to go to Manila, but it's a little bit further than our house. So yeah, we had to pick her up. There was a lot of inconveniences that happened when we picked them up, but I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, so it was definitely a morning to remember. I still remember every detail almost perfectly on that morning and on the morning of when we were in the hotel. So basically, I'm gonna skip all the boring stuff of us, road tripping to go to Manila. So main story about let's say a few hours after we left officially to go to Manila, we ended up getting into our destination, but we went to a little mall, like a pit stop, to go and eat lunch. And I know you're probably thinking we probably ate at some like crazy restaurant, but we ended up eating at McDonald's because that was the only thing open in that mall. Which is kind of weird because we were already a little bit later than their opening. So they opened around like I think an hour before we left, even to go to the place. So that was kind of crazy. So yeah, it was the only thing open, and it was a very nice McDonald's, by the way. It was probably the best McDonald's I've ever been to, and yeah, it was very good. And we basically just went around the mall that we pit stopped at to see if we wanted to buy anything. And then we ended up going straight to our hotel, which was pretty close to that mall actually. And there was two big malls that was very close to our hotel. One is the SM Mall of Asia, and the one that I just said right now was the Ayala Mall. I'm gonna be putting pictures up right now for you guys. So those were the malls that we went through, that we went to that day. So this is still the 24th of December, Christmas Eve, and yeah, we ended up actually having to wait a few hours to check in to our hotel, and it ended up taking I think almost an hour. But yeah, as soon as we ended up checking into the hotel, we went straight to our room and settled in for a few minutes. And then I think a few hours after that, we ended up going to the SM Elevation Mall to basically shop around. And this was already very late because we basically just settled in for the hotel. So we basically checked in for the hotel around 12, I'm pretty sure. So 12 o'clock, and then I think we ended up leaving around 3 or 4. Or it might have been later than that, I kind of forgot, but it was already very late. There's only a few hours left until that mall closes, so we had to rush, and there was a ton of people there also because it's Christmas, and I'm pretty sure some people were getting some last minute gift shopping in. So there was a lot of people, but yeah, we ended up going. And then we ate at one of the restaurants in the mall. I wish I had footage of this, but I didn't really want to focus on filming the whole thing or taking pictures of the whole thing. My parents ended up actually taking a lot of pictures, so if I find some of those, I'm gonna put them in here. But yeah, I just didn't want to focus on taking pictures. I know some of you might agree with me, but I kind of just want to relive the moment by itself and not just get distracted by pictures and having to take certain pictures and stuff. But one thing, I just remember this right now. So the place we were at was next to the Manila Bay, which is basically it's like an ocean place. So it's right by the sea, and the sunset is like right like there. So the sea, so this is the bay. The sun is like right here, and I ended up seeing one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen in my life. I think my dad might have gotten it, but I think took a picture of the different thing in the mall. But it was one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen in my entire life, and it was just so pretty. And I've never fell in love with sun that much in my life ever. And it was like a big opening too, so like the way that the mall was structured, you would see the sunset, so nothing was blocking it. Thank God. Also, I forgot to mention, this isn't our first time going to this mall. I think we went to this mall the year before that, around 2018. I don't remember the time. Or it might have been Christmas, actually. I'm not sure. So yeah, we went to this mall before, so we do kind of have a little bit of understanding. And if you've ever been to this mall, I don't even recognize it as a mall because it's such a big place. Like, you would get lost immediately within like 30 minutes of being there because it's such a big mall. There's so many different stores, and it's all basically jam-packed into one building, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, if you've been there, you know how, easily you will get lost. So we were kind of familiar with the place already, but it still took us a long time to like actually finish shopping. So yeah, we ended up eating. After we saw the sunset, we ended up eating, and then we ended up buying pizza to take to our hotel. And then yeah, also there was a little mini spot, I would say 7-Eleven, but it's not called 7-Eleven, but it's like the same concept, right next to our hotel. And yeah, we ended up picking up some midnight snacks there. I was already in my pajamas, literally going down the hotel reception, in my pajamas, which was kind of weird a bit. So yeah, after that we didn't really do anything. Kind of just stayed in the hotel. After we went back after the mall, we took a cab straight to the hotel, and then kind of just pieced out. And yeah, I fell asleep. And then the morning of, I actually ended up not getting a lot of sleep that night. So I ended up, I think, sleeping around 12 and then waking up again around 5 o'clock in the morning, which was kind of, it was inconvenient, but I wasn't really tired, I guess. My body wasn't even really in a sleeping mood. But yeah, anyways, I still woke up. It was 5 o'clock. Actually, the day of Christmas ended up raining a lot where I live right now, but in Manila it didn't end up raining a ton. It was only like a light drizzle of rain that morning, so we had a lot of time spared before we would check out and leave the hotel. I think it was 5 hours, of rest and kind of relaxing time. And I forgot to mention, we were only in this hotel for overnight. It was just for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Maybe we'll do that again sometime this year if everything goes back to normal with the whole COVID thing, but I don't know, I just hope everything goes back to normal, and I'm sure you guys too. So yeah, we ended up waking up, and there was actually a buffet in the hotel itself, but the funny thing was, you would only allowed 2 people to eat at the buffet each room, but yeah, we definitely didn't follow that. So yeah, some things happened, and then yeah, we ate at the buffet. So after I woke up, we went straight to the buffet, and I explored a little bit of the hotel, because we never really explored it the night of last night, around I think midnight of the 20th, or around like 10 to 12 on the 24th. We didn't really end up exploring the hotel, but we were meant to, so we ended up doing it in the morning of, because since we had so much time left. And yeah, after that, we went back to the room, and we basically just chilled and relaxed for like 3 hours. Ended up watching some TV. I ended up just playing on my phone. I think I fell asleep for like 30 minutes. I don't know. It was very fun, and I know it might seem boring for some of you guys, but I don't know. Just something about that trip really did hit hard for me, to the point where I can't forget that trip ever in my life. It was one of the best family trips, vacation trips I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot, okay? I think we've done it almost annually every year, and this one just, to me, hits different. There was some like errors that we went into along the way, but it didn't stop us from having a great time, which really did make my experience there a lot better. And I wanted to share this with you guys because I want to look back to this video 10 or 12 years from now and just kind of, rethink and like relive that experience by watching this. If I had the opportunity to be in that spot again, I would absolutely take it, and I would make my time more worth it, because I feel like while I was in the moment, I wasn't really focusing on having a great time. I was just living the moment. And yeah, I wish I did more things, I guess, but none of that matters as long as I had fun and my family had fun. I think that's what matters the most. And then after that, we basically just went back to our house. The trip there, we stopped for Burger King. There's like a mini, I guess like a mini stop. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, along the way to go back to our house, there was a little mini stop. We ate some Burger King there. It was already around like 12 that time, so we hadn't ate lunch. We just ate breakfast, and that was kind of it. Yeah, and then we went back home. I ended up sleeping a few hours, and yeah, that was it. I know it might seem boring, but for me, this really was an amazing trip to be in, and I guess I mean I don't really wish that I would have vlogged it because I would have still. I mean, I wish I could have shown some of the stuff, but my parents did do that. They posted a lot of pictures, so that I didn't have to do the work. So yeah, I'll put all those in this video if you guys want to know. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't really wish to go back and film everything because I still wanted to relive it without any cameras and kind of just take in the moment for itself because this only happens a few times, and I'm very blessed to be in that situation. And yeah, like I said, this whole the last December of 2019 was probably the best month I've ever lived in and probably ever experienced ever in my life because everything flowed well with the stuff I was doing and the events I was going through. Everything just went super well, and I was very happy in all of them, which definitely helped better the experience for me. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want me to give you guys more story times, just let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This really does hit home for me because this is probably one of the best vacations I've ever been to. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I got you all there. Peace.